Because I saw people tweeting that they went back
They
listened to the recording.
Yeah, I'm always surprised by that.
Yeah.
Like for me, when we started doing this, remember like that first match had like 9 people listening to us, right? And so I was like, holy shit, 9 people listening to us talking about cricket.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot more than 9. And I'm thinking, it's still when we go live and there's a bunch of people waiting to listen to us. It's still like there's that little brief moment. I'm like, we're not an authority on cricket, but people still like joining us for the game. So it's a really good feeling, a feeling of affirmation as well. But then people come and say, oh, we want to go listen to that game again on our free time, and I'm like, we must be doing something right. Like it's a good feeling, and because you do doubt yourself in this process, because there's people out there that are doing it on TV, have millions of followers. They're on Sky and on 10 Sports. It's the big leagues, and you're choosing 4 guys on Zoom to listen to it. So it's a good feeling. But again, there's a long way to go. We immediately upload any good game though, like Karachi versus that game. I think we need to talk about AZ. That Karachi versus Lahore game in the first leg, the Pakistan leg of the PSL, probably the best game we've ever covered.
And like literally people have said on our chat कि यार मैंने 3 साल से वॉल्यूम खोल के मैच नहीं देखा, आप लोगों के साथ ही देख रहा हूँ. मतलब they didn't have to say that, but if they mean it, they're gonna say it.
मैं अब एक typical social media सवाल पूछूंगा. As your audience has grown, has that put more pressure in your mind कि like we have to be better?
यार better तो हमेशा ही बंदा कहता है we need to improve, but I think the self censorship भी हमने थोड़ा सा aware हो गए हैं यार कि कुछ थोड़े off color jokes आप नहीं मारो, और आपको कुछ of course profanity अपनी कम कर लो. मतलब मेरा standard फिर भी बहुत ज़्यादा reduce होने वाला था, but I think we have been a bit more aware कि यार थोड़े players को over emotional नहीं होना उनके बारे में. I think we've made a note of that.
Self censorship guru, how are we doing?
How many? वो क्या होता है barks? That's that metric ना, वो जो racist watchdog जो होता है.
So Gil is our all the isms
Oxfam.
watchdog. Yeah, he's Oxfam. Oxfam is a little useless, but we can get into that later.
You were doing Twitter Spaces?
We were doing Twitter Spaces. By the way, really cool story about Twitter Spaces.
Okay.
Twitter itself reached out to us.
What?
A month ago. And so they reached out to us over on Change of Pace's account.
Okay.
And they were like, we want to talk to you about your space experience. So we're now part of the product testing Twitter Spaces team with them, and we're going back and forth on what to improve, what not to improve. So I recently spoke, like there was an hour-long conversation I had with them last week where we would discuss what went right and what didn't. And I told them, like, please can you add the recording option for Spaces, because that's a really quality podcast content for us. And then just like better moderation, better setup time. So shout out to Twitter for like.
Let's go, bro. We'll do whatever.
You know what I did first thing on the call? First thing on the call. I was like, how can we help? I was like, verify us.
Yes.
First thing.
We applied it
Twice. They've denied us twice now. And I was like, first thing, I was like, how and these guys are really nice people, right? Like, shout out to the team there, and they were like, tell us how we can improve your Twitter experience. I was like, verify us. It's like, please. They're like, we'll look into that, which is American for no. I mean,
Inshallah.
Yeah. We'll look into that for you. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold you for it. Like, I'll hold it against you. So, that being said, it was a cool experience to like kind of see how the sausage is.
नहीं, एक दफ़ा ये desktop पे enable कर देना Spaces, फिर तो it's gonna be huge for us.
Mic input वगैरह कर सकते
I actually told them about this. Like, one of the things that I wanted to share with YouTube's Fraz, when I had a conversation with them, and they said, "What can we do to improve?" I was like, "Let me do a stream on because right now I can only use my phone mic, so it's always going to be." It's not good, and I think that's what they want. They want it to be super casual.
Okay.
But at the same time, when our commentary has all this slightly better audio setup and all this, and we can kind of stream it to multiple platforms, it'd be cool if I could just put that key into Spaces.
Right.
And then stream from my laptop.
Yeah, I feel like Spaces is like a clubhouse.
Supposed to be,
right? It's a mobile first.
Yeah, but I mean, there's more potential this way.
But yeah, you could have like pro users that can like stream
exactly
on their
shit. I think Kayvon is the guy who runs Spaces or something. Twitter ka banda. I was reading, I was hearing a podcast of his. And they did mention in that they were considering allowing recording so that people could use it
so
podcasts.
The person I messaged said there's already recordings, you have to go find them here. But when I went and looked at them, I couldn't find them. So I'm still asking them where I can get this file. Because more on the cricket side of things, for me, and maybe you guys can speak to this a little, I've loved hearing from the community. There's a lot of insight. Like, I know Pakistan fans get a lot of stick when we lose. And I think that's just because we're emotional and we have all the right to be. But at the same time, I think we're really smart cricket fans. Like, the discourse is of high quality when it wants to be. So we get a lot of really cool insight. And it's always been one way on the commentary where they're texting us and we're speaking back. and Spaces has changed that dynamic. We have people speaking to us with their voices.
Is it the same people? Some of the
Yeah.
same people?
All of it almost. I think I would say like 85-90% of the people.
And that's the thing. Most people who do chat bring in a lot of points while we're commentating things that we
Right.
missed. We
Right.
bring on
Right.
air. Now they can come in and they can speak and be vocal, ask more questions, and we can ask for their opinions and get their answers. And a lot of times the opinions are different.
Yeah.
But it works because it opens our eyes and ears to things that we're not looking at and adds a lot of perspective. So